how do you avoid distractions? Have a plan. Have a plan set in place that basically that dictates your day. You hear things like Zuckerberg and oh, what the hell's his name? Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs had the black turtleneck. Zuckerberg has the hoodie, right? They've removed one of the distractions of their day of choosing what they're going to wear. I have a blue shirt and a white shirt. I have multiple blue shirts and multiple white shirts that I wear to the office. So in the morning, I grab blue or white. And it's really easy. What did I wear yesterday? White. Today's blue. Remove distractions because distractions are going to get you to pull off course. Now, apparently, some people need more time to allow themselves to be distracted, which I don't necessarily understand. What the hell's going on out here? What's up, everybody? Dr. James Taylor coming back again. Another episode of Fueled by Spite. As always, I'm your host. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, share, follow, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a bit of a throwback. If there is anybody here that's been following Dr. Taylor's YouTube adventures or social media postings for, a really long time, actually. I used to do a little series called Grind My Gears. We're going to get into a little bit of that today because it's the new year, okay? We're 4 weeks into it, though. So what happened to all your resolutions? Where are you? What are you doing? Are you doing what you said you were going to do? So, a couple of things right off the top of my head. I am not a coach. However, I freely give advice. I'm not sure if you've been made aware of that. In all reality, I probably will enter the coaching realm in some way, shape, or form, but it's going to be so few. I'm going to have so few clients because I'm probably going to enter it begrudgingly. The issue, see, here's my issue. My issue is people, if you will. So what we're going to do today, starting off like that, is I am going to give you the secrets, the tips, the tricks. I've cracked the code, all those buzzwords. They're not buzzwords. They're marketing techniques. But I'm going to give you what it is that I do to propel me forward. Because what propels me forward is not always what propels everybody else forward. And in all reality, that is the bane of my existence. Henceforth, this is why it's hard to work with other people who want to be a success. Because the issue arises when people say they want to be a success. They say they want to do well. They want to increase their station in life. They want to make more money. They want to have better relationships. They want to be better. Do you? Do you want to be better? Or is it just more fun to say? Is it more fun to do little things here and there that are photograph worthy, that are social media worthy, so you can post on there that you're doing better? You can make it look like you're doing better for the snapshot in time, but in all reality, there's zero progress that's been made. So what? Stay tuned to the end because I'm going to put a nice little bow on all this. And I'm going to do my best to say it really nice and flowery and fluffy. Until then, I think one of the big things that sets me apart from a lot of people is that I do what I say I'm going to do. Period. Like, I don't run a pediatric office, but there are kids that come in here. And I can tell you right now, a lot of the promises that those parents make to kids to get them to behave in public, they're probably not kept. And when you don't keep a promise to your kids, they're going to act like assholes because they realize that you can't be trusted. And the issue is that that carries into adulthood also. I do what I say I'm going to do. And when I tell my kids I'm going to do something, we do that thing too. It could be a fun thing. It could be a crappy thing, but we do what dad says we're going to do. Kids that are running around here that don't listen to their parents, there might be a chance that they don't do what they say they're going to do. And they do that with regularity to the point where it comes to the kids like, oh, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're going to do the nice thing, which also means I don't believe that you actually want me to do the behaviorally correct thing. If you don't do this, you're not going to get a sucker. Okay. So they do this, and then you forget to give them a sucker. You forget to, heck, maybe they like bath time. You forget to have bath time. Oh, well, we'll do it later. Okay. Well, I guess when mommy said to sit still here, that she didn't actually mean it because she didn't follow through on it. The same thing happens with adults. I do what I say I'm going to do, and it's really hard for a lot of people. It's almost coming comical to like that's the stereotype. That's the shtick of the millennials of which I technically am a part of. The Gen Zers beyond that. It's funny, like the amount of memes you see about canceling plans. Um, and then the issue further arises when we get into what success looks like. What achieve ooh, that's a good word. What achievement looks like. What does achievement look like? At the beginning, it's probably pretty easy because the achievements come frequently and routinely. But then over time, the achievements become a little bit more stratospherically. Maybe that's a bit of a hyperbole, but it takes more to get there, right? So what happens? I mean, that's where the gold is, right? The bigger stuff, but it's harder to get to. And what happens? People quit. They quit when it gets hard, or they get distracted. How do they get distracted? More often than not, it's their own damn fault. It's your own fault you get distracted. You allow distractions. You allow things into your into your ether. Really trying to pull out a lot of big words. I guess I'm trying to make myself sound smart today. But you allow this stuff to happen. You don't let this thing leave your sight as he picks it up from in front of him. Grabbed my cell phone for those of you listening. Um, but no, you allow yourself to get distracted. So how do you avoid distractions? Have a plan. Have a plan set in place that basically that dictates your day. You know, you hear things like Zuckerberg and oh, what the hell's his name? Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs had the black turtleneck. Zuckerberg has the hoodie, right? They've removed one of the distractions of their day of choosing what they're going to wear. I have a blue shirt and a white shirt. I have multiple blue shirts and multiple white shirts that I wear to the office. So in the morning, I grab blue or white. And it's really easy. What I wear yesterday, white. Today's blue. Remove distractions because distractions are going to get you to pull off course. Now, apparently, some people need more time to allow themselves to be distracted, which I don't necessarily understand. I was recently reprimanded for suggesting that somebody scheduled, now kudos for scheduling, but somebody scheduled too much downtime in their week. Like they scheduled 8 hours of downtime. Now, for somebody like myself who really enjoys upward mobility and want to see how upwardly mobile he can become, I'm not going to waste 8 hours in 5 days with scheduled downtime. But again, not everyone's brain works like my brain does. I understand that people need time to decompress, if you will. I do as well. But there are certain points in time, like I will decompress for a minute, and really it's not much longer than that. And then I'm up and moving around. And then as soon as I start to do a task, regardless of how menial it is, that's the thing I'm going to accomplish. That's what I'm going to complete because it's in my schedule. Because I put it there. You know what else I schedule? I schedule free time. I schedule spontaneity. Schedule spontaneity? How does that work? That's time when I get to do whatever the hell I want. But I can tell you right now, it's not going to be for like 8 hours a week every goddamn week. How else do we stick to a plan? How else do we avoid shiny objects? You need to stop lying to yourself. Goes back to what we're talking about, what you post on social media to lie to others. To lie to others is to lie to yourself. You need to stop lying to yourself on how much grace you require. Give me a little grace. Now, you've had enough. You've had enough grace. This is why diets don't work. because you give yourself grace. I'm just going to have a cheat day. No, that's grace. Why don't you stick to the diet? Because every time, like literally, you're training your body, and more importantly, you're training your brain to do one of two things: do the easy thing or do the hard thing. Like we tell our kids, like, I can do hard things, and I make sure that they attempt hard things. As an adult, can you do hard things? Can you? How many workouts have you gotten in this year? How's your diet going? How are your resolutions going? How's your business going? How's your appointments going? Can you do hard things as an adult? Or are you just going to give yourself a little grace? Just give me a little grace. No, you've had enough grace. Coming with that, you got to set proper boundaries for yourself. Realize, when are you lying to yourself? And more often than not, it's probably going to come out as you're lying to others. I'm really busy. Are you? How are you so busy? You have 8 hours of downtime scheduled in your week. I want to grow. Do you? Then why aren't you doing the things it takes to grow? Why aren't you, you're in business, why aren't you advertising for yourself? If you're in sales, why aren't you calling up those other numbers that have been on, the whale at the top of the list, pursuit of happiness? Start at the top. When you lie to others, you're lying to yourself. You need to set boundaries, and you need to stop doing that. It's hard. It absolutely is. You know why? Because it's another behavior. It's another thing that we've done repeatedly. I tell this to the patients here from a physical standpoint. The body gets used to whatever you do most often. Same goes true for the brain. The brain gets used to whatever you do most often. And the thing is, it gets really used to the easy stuff. Hard stuff is hard. Well, that's really deep. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. When I was in college, there was, man, I was a political. I went through a political phase in college. We all do. I don't know if we all do. I can't say that. I can't speak for other people. But no, I went through a political phase, and it was. I'm sure you're probably well aware of this because I still live right of center, but it was like way right of center. Um, and there's this thing. I came up with it. Uh, I might have come up with it. I might have stole it. Whatever. In a conversation about life on campus, I was telling somebody how I don't think it serves us well to avoid shame. People aren't allowed to feel shame anymore. Actually, as I'm saying that, I feel like it might have been in a conversation about participation trophies. But generally speaking, people aren't allowed to feel shame anymore. If you fuck up, you should feel shame. If you fuck up over and over and over again, you should feel shame. You should probably take another path too, if this becomes a habit. But if you don't do what you said you're going to do, you should feel shame. And shame should be a motivator to do the right thing. It should be a motivator to stick to your goals. Because what happens is people will set these goals for themselves, and they'll start on the path, and they'll be all excited and gung ho about it. And then things are going to get hard. And then some distraction is going to come along. Some easy thing is going to come along that pulls you from it. Or hell, maybe some hard thing is going to come along and be like, no, this isn't worth it anymore. Is it not worth it? Or did you just meet a hurdle and you were just too scared to go over it? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my meeting schedule. People aren't coming. People not coming because you're not promoting it? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change my client base. Why? What about the people that you already had? You set out to do something that you said you were going to do. Do it. Do that thing. Stick to it. What it comes down to, and this is everything. This is big decisions. This is little decisions. This is big goals. This is little goals. When you put your, I don't want to say when your foot down, but when you make a decision, you make a proclamation. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Hell, I'm going to do X. To see. Nope. Stick with it. And when it gets hard, working out is a perfect example. I literally say this to myself multiple times a week because I work out in the morning, early in the morning. My alarm goes off at 3:45. And then it goes off again at 4 and 4:15. So that way I'm out of the house by 4:30. But multiple times a week, as I'm getting up and hitting my snooze alarm, because it's far away, so I have to walk. I gotta do these things too. I gotta trick myself. I gotta walk out of bed to close it to turn the alarm off. And when I turn around, I could take a left and go right back to bed, or I could take a right and go into the closet and get ready. And I literally say to myself, I'm not negotiating with myself. Because this is what you do. This is a negotiation, and you are both really bad at it and really good at it. The easy side is really good at negotiation. I'll do it tomorrow. The hard side is really bad at negotiation. I'll go to the gym. Yeah, tomorrow. So let's wrap this up, like I said, in a nice, friendly little bow if you've stuck around long enough. So, said nicely, you need to make intentional choices that align with your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your goal? What are you striving and driving for? Make choices that align with those things. You're going to need to reconnect with your purpose. Give yourself reminders, schedule yourself reminders to sit down and think and plan and strategize about the choices you're making that align with your purpose. You need to remind yourself because the motivation is going to go away. You need to decline things that are going to distract you from your purpose. I declined this meeting. I declined that drink. I declined this job opportunity. No, thank you. I feel like that would pull me away from my purpose. You need an accountability group. This is solid. Accountability group. A coach would be even better. But the thing is, the group or the coach, man, if you can get a group, a single or a group of people that are doing better than you, that's what you need. You don't need somebody where you're at. Because odds are then they're going to have the same determination as you or same lack of determination as you. You don't want someone that's going to allow you to quit easily. And then you need time for self-reflection. Need 8 hours a day for self-reflection? 8 hours a week? No. But sometimes self-reflection. How did the week end up? How did it treat you? How did you do? What do you need to work on? What did you win at? You got to make sure you celebrate your wins. So like going through it, like I fully understand I'm different. Not I'm different in like my mom thinks I'm cool, but it went back and forth. Like, am I different from people? Does my brain work differently? Am I driven by different things? Yeah, maybe, but but maybe I'm not. Maybe I am just like everybody else. I just got a tighter grasp on what I want to do and where I want to go. But in and of itself, doesn't that make me different then? Yeah, I guess so. I'm cool with that. Now, what I'm not cool with is when you are different from me and you ask me for my advice and my help and my expertise, and then I give it to you and you say, nah, I don't want that. Sounds hard. Fine. Bye. So frustrating. So again, I might be a coach. I'm going to be an expensive coach. I might not be a coach because I might be a bad coach. But again, like schedule your stuff, keep your focus, get people to hold you accountable, but stop lying to yourself. Stop negotiating with yourself. That's really what it comes down to. If you're not where you want to be, it's probably because you lied to yourself and you built a habit out of it. Sorry, not sorry. Right here, fueled by spite. You will learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. And again, there are plenty of options out there, but it really just boils down to two. Prior to this, you were either an idiot or you were uninformed. After hearing this, I can promise you this. You are no longer uninformed. Like, share, follow, or not. I'm gonna have some unfollows with this one. That's cool. You know why it's easier if you go the extra mile? Because it's less crowded. There ain't nobody there. They're all sleeping in. See ya.